If you were boarding a flight in the 1960s or the 1970s and you learned that it was flying over the Bermuda Triangle, you may have panicked or even just refused to fly. You certainly wouldn't have relaxed until the plane had safely landed, and you may have rediscovered your faith during that flight. This was the height of a worldwide fascination with the mythical region in the North Atlantic Ocean, off the southern coast of Florida. With many people, the fascination bordered on hysterical paranoia, as conspiracy theories abounded as to why an unknown number of aircrafts and ships have gone missing in this area. Books were written, opinions were voiced, offering up any number of, often wild, theories about the Bermuda Triangle and its apparent mystical forces that accounted for people missing at sea. Travelers, flight staff, and ship crews became increasingly anxious whenever flying or sailing near the area, and breathed sighs of relief when they passed through without incident. Reasons for ships and planes going missing ranged from the possible, such as confusion with compass readings in the Caribbean Sea, to the outlandish with aliens, time warps, and the city of Atlantis all being credited with swallowing up flights and vessels. And since then, scientists have carefully studied the region, and they've concluded that it doesn't pose any more of a threat than any other pocket of ocean in the world. Still, it can be fun to believe the conspiracies, to indulge in them. I mean, who wouldn't like to think that the city of Atlantis is alive and well, right? I mean, a time warp? Why not, right? So let's check out what we do know. The Bermuda Triangle isn't an officially recognized region, so its exact location is subject to many differing opinions. It basically covers the area from the Florida coast going southeast down to Puerto Rico, up to Bermuda, and down again to Florida, forming roughly a triangle. Go figure. While this area wasn't known as the Bermuda Triangle before the term was coined in the 1960s, it was renowned as a place of mysterious disappearances. The region really came to attention in 1918 when the U.S. Navy ship called the USS Cyclops vanished when making its way from Barbados up to the Chesapeake Bay. The Cyclops was carrying 300 men, and it just sank without a trace. No distress calls were recorded, no remains of the ship were ever found. And then President Woodrow Wilson said that only God and the sea knew what happened, further adding to the mythical aura of the Bermuda Triangle. In 1941, 2 other U.S. Navy ships also disappeared after traveling almost an identical route as the Cyclops. Eyebrows were raised, as again, there wasn't any wreckage, evidence, nothing was found. Not long after, in 1945, 5 Navy bombers set off from Florida to conduct practice on deserted patches of the Caribbean. They ran into compass malfunctions, lost their way, and they had to land at sea, never to be found. The following day, a rescue plane was sent out to find the planes, and it too vanished from the face of the earth. The pattern was to continue after another half-dozen or so incidents occurred throughout the 1940s. Passenger planes lost air control contact and then just disappeared into the Atlantic with no remains ever found. Planes and sea vessels continued to vanish sporadically over the next few decades, further speculating beliefs that the Bermuda Triangle was under some kind of paranormal hold, and that the normal rules of science didn't apply when it was in the vicinity. It led to books and articles being published that further fueled the argument that the region was cursed. In 1964, Vincent Gaddis wrote a magazine article about the disappearances and labeled the zone as the Bermuda Triangle. The moniker stuck, and in 1974, Charles Berlitz published a book simply titled The Bermuda Triangle. In it, Berlitz laid claim to the extraordinary notion that the mythical city of Atlantis was behind all of it. He said that Atlantis relied on energy sources from crystals, and this energy had disrupted the signals and navigations of planes and boats in the region, obviously leading to their disappearance. Now, scientists shook their heads in disbelief as Berlitz's book went on to sell more than 14 million copies around the world. Scientists and meteorologists had long known that there was actually nothing particularly peculiar about lost planes and boats in the Bermuda Triangle. It was a common occurrence throughout the world's oceans, and the Bermuda Triangle region ranked lower than other trouble spots, despite it being a busy thoroughfare. The South China Sea, East Mediterranean, Korean and Japan Sea, and the Black Sea all recorded higher shipping accidents than the Bermuda Triangle. And as for air accidents, Routes surrounding Nepal, parts of South America, the Java Sea, and Russia are all more dangerous statistically than the feared triangular Caribbean region. So what caused these mishaps? Well, one theory concerns the unique Earth magnetism of the area that can affect plane and boat navigation systems, creating confusion and accidents. The Earth has a fixed geographic north, also known as the true north, which is located in the Arctic. There is also a magnetic north, which is constantly shifting. It's thought to be some 500 kilometers away from the true north. Compasses' magnets will automatically line up with the Earth's magnetic north, so navigators in the air and at sea make the necessary adjustments to stick to their routes. However, the Bermuda Triangle is one of the rare places where both true and magnetic north can align, which can lead to disorientation, second-guessing, and panic. That's a possible explanation for some of the disappearances in the area. Another entirely plausible reason for mysterious incidents could be the volatile weather conditions occasionally experienced around the Bermuda and Caribbean territory. For starters, there's the Gulf Stream that originates at the tip of Florida. This powerful ocean current can activate sudden changes in weather conditions that can catch planes and ships off guard. The area is also known for its waterspouts, which are basically tornadoes at sea. A waterspout is a spinning tunnel of air that sucks up ocean water, connecting the sea to the sky. Winds inside of a waterspout can reach speeds as high as 100 kilometers an hour. If a plane or a ship is caught amid a waterspout, that can be devastating. The force of a Gulf Stream current or a waterspout can also easily submerge any wreckage or remains of a crash deep down in the ocean, making it almost impossible to recover any evidence. So, with apologies to the conspiracy theorists who would love an alien or Atlantis angle, these are the most likely explanations for any strange goings-on in the Bermuda Triangle. As we said earlier, these incidents can take place anywhere. In 2014, a plane flying from Malaysia to China just disappeared over the Indian Ocean. In 2009, a plane flying from France to Brazil crashed into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Brazil, just never to be found. The idea that a part of the world is cursed and can't be explained fuels the imagination in all of us. It makes for some great drama. However, in the case of the Bermuda Triangle, we're just going to have to look at the scientific facts. And while in some cases we're not 100% sure of how or why, we can say reasonably confidently that if you go through the Bermuda Triangle, you're unlikely to encounter a time warp or Atlantis. Sorry to spoil the party.